Hi and welcome to Mike's Corner. So I've read some of your comments and I've kind of agree. It's time for another smartwatch, and AliExpress also agree. So shall we have a look at the GT7 Ultra Smartwatch from AliExpress? Let's get unboxing! So here we have the GT7 Ultra Smartwatch by LAXASFIT. So, what we've got here: running, sleep, heart rate. We will be checking these. Wireless charging and Bluetooth calls. So GT7 Ultra. Not really much about the box. And then, of course, the AliExpress always shipping label. So let's take this protective cover off and get this packet open. I will say, this is probably one of the thickest plastic covers I have seen on an AliExpress thing. Look at this. Right. Here we have the smartwatch. Let's crack it open. Okay, nothing else in the pack. We have the instructions, which we will get a close-up of shortly. Actually, we'll do that now. So what have we got here? So the font on this is absolutely insane. This is crazy, the font size. But I can't imagine literally trying to read this. But yeah, let's see if we can travel on. So here we have the instructions. Basically, it's got a setup guide on there, basically what it's compatible with and what OS platforms it's compatible with. You've got the QR code that you can download the app from. Not sure that QR code's going to work, but let's see. It's so small that the camera may have a difficult time trying to do something with it. Nope, it actually works. Look at that. So that's pretty cool. But the font's ridiculously small. On the opposite side, it's just the Chinese instructions as well. So let's have a look at the watch. Here we have the LAXASFIT GT7 Ultra. Now let's have a quick look around this thing. Oh, I like the color of the actual button there. That's pretty cool. This does look like it's not fake. I can actually see actual sensors there. That's interesting, isn't it? Let's see if I'll do. Are they actually fake or are they real? So what else have we got? We've got the wireless charger sat here, and then we have the strap. Let's move that to one side. So the face and the actual strap. Strap's actually pretty good quality, to be fair. Ooh, look at that. That's a dual clip. That's pretty cool. Nice. So let's move those to the side. Let's have a look at the actual watch itself. So it's got a protective cover on here. Is there a protective cover on here as well? There is a protective cover on here. So let's take that off. There we go. And the protective cover on the front. Nice. Now, let's see what happens when it's off and we plug it into the charger. I'm so happy that it actually uses the whole screen. There's so many of these smartwatches where they show it that it's using the full screen, but when you would actually get it, there's a border around and it only uses a little part of the screen because it's not really the full screen. This one looks like it's a full screen. So, aha, and we're straight into the watch. Right, let's see if anything happens on these, because we've had smartwatches in the past where the heart rate would come on when there's nothing underneath the sensor, and so far there's nothing here. It's interesting that it's saying I've burnt some calories. What's this going to do? Oh, no. Okay, so I hate watches that do this. So what this does, it changes the face when this gets moved. Okay, so if you like a particular watch face, good luck keeping it on, because it will keep changing every time this little joystick on the side, little winder, gets moved. And I hate that. I think it's a poor design choice where it does this. It's just, why? Why would you have a smartwatch that does this? You want it locked to the actual face that you're using. Now, there might be a setting in here that actually does that, but first impressions, not liking that. I can actually see that the battery is quite low. So what we're going to do is get this charged up and see what it actually does. So let's have a quick look at the watch and see what it's got on it. So let's go into it. And you can actually zoom right in and out of the actual kind of layout they've got here. But let's have a little look to see what we actually do have here. What is this? Little A. Okay, so that's just language. Got the off. Got the scan code for the application for your phone. What's this? Drink. It's got a drink reminder. WhatsApp. X if you use X. What's this? The weather forecast. Calculator. Okay, so it even has a sports section with loads of different pieces in there as well. What's this one? This looks like the blood pressure meter. What's this? It's a game. Of course it's a game. And how do you... Oh, wow. Let's try that again. Do I just... Okay. How do I move... Oh, okay. So it's a swipe left to right. Not very fast, got to say. Probably quite a simple game. Yeah, I mean, okay. Didn't have to include it, I suppose. Yeah, okay. So what else we've got here? So some more health stuff. Find phone. That's my phone ringing. Okay, I like that feature. And what else have we got? The watch, bedside lamp on. The watch can be used as a bedside lamp. Okay, that probably just makes the watch face be bright. Camera. So what that's doing, it's giving me access to this, and you can see the camera watching you. If I press it, takes a picture. Nice. Okay, Bluetooth. Bluetooth about language, stuff like that. Brightness, just brightness. Lock screen. Lock screen. Yeah. So in any of these settings, there is nothing to lock the actual watch face. But let's try the blood pressure sensors and see if they actually work. So what we're going to do, here's my wrist, here's the phone. So actually, let's do a check here, because we've had it in the past where these things are fake. So we're going to start measurement. Now it is actually lighting up at the bottom, but I'm not going to put on anything. I'm literally just going to sit it there. Wow. So apparently I'm getting a reading from my mouse mat. Let's try it again. Yep, I'm getting a reading from my mouse mat, which would say this is fake. So let's try something else, shall we? Gosh, I don't know, who would have thought it would be fake? Let's try this one. Not connected to anything, sitting on my mouse mat. Do I get a measurement? Of course I do. Which means that is absolutely, completely and utterly fake. So this takes this into the realms of a watch. None of the sports functions will work. Okay, so we can see the steps are going up when I'm tapping it. Are they going up when I'm keeping it still? They're not. So there is some kind of movement sensor in there. So any of the blood pressure or kind of sensors that are on the back don't do anything. So with the application connected to the phone, so with the application connected to the watch, you can change the watch face to something that you want to change it to. So if we go to dial and then go to my dial, you can actually customize it and add your own background, move the picture around and reposition the actual face for the time, and basically put on there what you want that and change the color of the actual font as well. Once you save it, it'll upload it to the actual watch and you'll get your watch face. But there's no lock option. So apart from that, you have these device settings in here. Not sure how many of them will actually work, as we know that none of the health monitors work on a device. But it's got a working pedometer, which that cheaper watch that we reviewed some months ago had nothing that actually worked. It was all completely fake and did fake steps as well. But let's try it on and see how it feels. So before we try it on, this is how the watch would look with the strap on, and it's pretty strong on there. It, trying to pull it out from there, it's not going to do it. But let's try it on. So here we have the watch now on. How does it feel? It's okay. It's okay. What I don't like is this. There's quite a gap on the sides here, and it just kind of sits there. It kind of needs to be kind of tighter on the sides. It's comfortable enough. The strap's quite nice. It's not hard. It's quite spongy. The watch itself feels okay, if not a little bit high on your wrist, but it's okay. It's a cheap smartwatch that does have a foot sensor on it, so you will get steps, but none of the other sensors work. One last thing I'd like to touch on is the build quality of the watch. The face itself is quite a low resolution face, so I don't know if you can see this. It's quite pixelated. This is quite a high res image, and it's come out quite pixelated on the actual watch, which kind of expected. But for its own time to look pixelated on its own screen as well, it's kind of maybe should have gone up a couple of notches. But the build quality of the actual phone, there's nothing metal on here apart from this bit here. Everything is kind of cheap plastic, and this has like a chrome finish on it. Don't know how long that will last. I do like the touch of this colored button, but it's all plastic as well. There's this kind of vent on the side, maybe for a speaker and a mic. And obviously we've got the wireless charging, which is again a nice feature to have. I really do like an actual watch that has the wireless charging. However, I don't like a watch that pretends it's got a sensor, which is exactly what this is doing. So what they've done, they fitted green LEDs in here with no sensor. So why? Why would you do that? But it's all for imitation purposes to make it look like a more expensive watch. But we've had issues with LAXASFIT before, with their pretend sensors, and this watch is by no means any different to that. So there we have the LAXASFIT GT7 Ultra Smartwatch. Something I need to tell you. Now, when charging, this gets very hot. On the back here, where the actual charging ring is, I mean, very hot. So take that as you will. Maybe even uncomfortably hot. So you wouldn't want to charge it up and put it on your wrist with the heat that this is. So, and also battery power. I charged it up to half of its battery, and in the time that I was doing this video, it had lost probably a quarter of that. And I didn't have much screen time. We're talking about 10 to 20 minutes of screen time, and it lost a quarter of its battery in doing that. So again, take that as you will. It's a watch. You probably won't be using it a lot for screen time. But so the price of this smartwatch was £4.50. £4.50. Okay, it tells the time. Yes, it uses the whole screen. That was a nice touch. Doesn't have the face lock, which is always a downer for me, and the fake sensors, a downer for me. LAXASFIT, I don't know why you don't just put the correct sensors in there. They are pennies, but instead you pretend you have the sensors. Makes no sense to me. Yes, it's a cheap smartwatch. It's all about faking it, but just try and do it a little bit better. So that brings me to the end of this video, and that was another smartwatch. You guys wanted it. You guys got it. Was it any good? Was it something that you would actually buy? My little one would probably love it. Yet another smartwatch for my little one. For myself, not for me. But for my little one, hell yeah. Another little smartwatch for them to play around with. But if this has helped you, think about whacking the like and subscribe. We broke the 700 subscribers. Oh my God. That is so cool. Thank you very much to everyone who subscribed to this point. And if you haven't, why haven't you? I do some awesome videos. Well, I think I do some awesome videos. And if you did find it interesting, and I don't say it at the beginning of the video. I'm not one of those YouTubers that go, hey, like and subscribe at the beginning of the video before you watch the video. But anyway, if you did find this entertaining and it was useful, whack a like, whack a comment. If you're getting one, why? And put a comment in as well. But as always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the next video.